esteemed faculty members, and fellow participants. We have gathered here today to mark a culmination of CERA 23, organized jointly by Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee, IEEE Roorkee subsection, and IEEE UP section. Over the past 2 days, the event has enriched our mind and fostered a sense of community in the field of computer applications in electrical engineering. It has been a remarkable journey of sharing knowledge, exchanging ideas, and fostering collaborations. And today, it is the sense of with a sense of pride and accomplishment, we come together to celebrate the success of this event and mark its conclusion. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants who have traveled from far and wide to join us in this endeavor. Your presence, enthusiasm, and knowledge you have shared have been the lifeblood of this conference.
Our heartfelt thanks goes to our esteemed speakers for the keynote sessions, invited talks, industry talks, and tutorial presentations, who have generously shared their wealth of knowledge, experience, and insights. Their contributions have not only inspired us, but have also broadened our perspectives for the future of our field. This conference would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of the organizing committee, the tireless efforts of our volunteers, and the generous support from our sponsors. They have not only brought this event to fruition, but have also sown the seeds for future advancements and innovations. With these reflections, we would like to start with the valedictory ceremony.
May I now request our dignitaries, Chief Guest, Professor Bhim Singh, sir, our Guest of Honor, Professor Sukumar Misra, sir, Guest of Honor, Dr. Odi Naidu, sir, Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, sir, Chairman, CERA 23, Professor R.S. Anand, sir, Convenor, CERA 23, Professor Premlata Jena, ma'am, Organizing Secretary, CERA 23, to please come on the dais and take their respective positions. May I now request Ashish to welcome Professor Bhim Singh, sir, with a bouquet. Welcome, sir. Thank you, Ashish. May I now request Shubhangi to please welcome Professor Sukumar Misra, sir. May I now request Ramawat to please welcome Dr. Odi Naidu. Welcome, sir. Thank you, Ramawat. May I now request Satyarupa to welcome Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, sir. May I now request Ankush to welcome Professor R.S. Anand, sir. May I now request others to welcome Professor Premlata Jena, ma'am.
Now, I would like to invite all the dignitaries for the lamp lighting ceremony.
बुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूप
Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to request you all to please rise for the cool Geet.
जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान हिमगिरिशृंगो से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत श्रमं विना न किमपि साध्यं रत यन्त्रकला कौशलभियान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जनजीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जनजीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को देता आह्वान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित वैज्ञानिक युग पट में मूर्तित भूपर लाता स्वर्ण विहान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की पुर में धड़कन ध्येय राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान हिमगिरिशृंगो से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान.
Thank you all. May I now request Professor Felix M. Orlando, Joint Organizing Secretary, CERA 23, to please present report on the conference proceedings. And share.
Very good evening to one and all. Especially, we warmly welcome our chief guest, respected Professor Beam Singh, today's chief guest from IIT Delhi. Our chief guest of honor, Professor Sukumar Mishra, IIT Delhi. Professor M.K. Pathak, Chair of CERA 2023. Professor Barjeev Tyagi, Dean of Students Welfare. Professor R.S. Anand, Convenor, CERA 2023. Professor Premlata Jana, Secretary, CERA. And Professor Apur, Joint Secretary, CERA. And all the dignitaries, guests, faculty colleagues, participants, and students. Today, I feel proud and privileged to stand in front of you to share the reports of the 3 days activities of CERA 2023 IEEE International Conference. On the day one, that is on 27th October 2023, we started with the grand inauguration with the director of IIT Roorkee being our chief guest, along with esteemed keynote speakers, Professor L.D. Behra, Professor N.P. Padi, and Professor Gopakumar, and with the Department of Electrical Engineering, Professor M.K. Pathak. And on that day, we followed by 4 keynote sessions, started with Professor L.D. Behra. Then we had 3 industrial talks, that includes invited talks as well, and 1 IEEE membership talk by UP representative, and 1 tutorial session. Then we had 6 parallel track sessions where the participants were asked to present their papers, chaired by 2 esteemed session chairs, coordinated by a faculty member of our department, Electrical Engineering Department of IIT Roorkee, and it has been volunteered by our research scholars. In day 2, that is on 28th October 2023, we started with 7 tracks parallelly, followed by 3 invited talks, and then we had 4 keynote sessions. Followed by that, we had the sightseeing session presided by Professor Eugene Fernandez. And finally, on that day, on 28th, we had a fabulous get-together in the gala dinner from 7 p.m. onwards in our department lawn. Day 3, that is today, on 28th October 2023, we started with 7 parallel track sessions in the forenoon, followed by 2 invited talks. Then we had 3 keynote sessions and 1 tutorial session. Then we had in the second half of the day, we had 5 track sessions in parallel. Finally, we concluded with this remarkable validity session. Thus, as a summary of this conference, overall we had track sessions, total of 25, 11 keynote sessions, 8 invited talks, which includes industry talks as well, and 2 tutorial sessions. Finally, I sincerely convey my thanks and regards to all the respected keynote speakers, invited speakers, the jury of this conference, and the participants for their insightful discussions and deliveries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the report. May I now request Professor R.S. Anand, convener CERA 23, to please address the conference.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to welcome our guests, Professor Bhim Singh, Professor Sukumar Mishra, Professor Odi Naidu, and also I welcome my HOD, Mr. Mukesh Pathak, and our organizing secretary, Premlata. First of all, I thank you all and welcome you all that you have been here. Before starting anything, I'll just say something about how did we come to this stage. So we started our activities in month of April. So we finalized the brochure, then we finalized the dates. Then accordingly, then we started the process with our organizing team, as Professor Felix already mentioned. So in July onwards, we used to sit together to finalize this, so many things. Even we have made the teams for different activities, and fortunately, we had a team that they used to work their activities in a very well. So they have took up their work sincerely, and everything they have did they have done as per their plan. So it's a really a challenge. It was a really very challenging task. And at the end, obviously, we used to, you can say, sit many more hours doing all the activities together. And finally, we come to this case. So that is really a very good, as we understand that all of you have come from so many places. You have presented your paper. So I thank you, all of you. So with this, I'll request my anchors to please take over.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. May I now request Professor M.K. Pathak to felicitate the participants with certificates.
Before that, we would like Pathak sir to please address the conference.
I thought I'm not required to address it. So, okay, thank you. Professor Bhim Singh, chief guest of today's evening, and my supervisor also. I'm glad that he is there today at the valedictory function of this conference. Professor Sukumar Mishra, Professor R.S. Nand, Professor Jaina, Dr. Odi Naidu, and very good work. I think they have not left any stone unturned in making this conference a success. I would like to particularly thank Professor Premlata Jaina for working tirelessly, Professor Apurv Yadav, I want to say, yeah, he's there. Professor Dheeraj Khatod, who is responsible for all the catering arrangements, which was immaculate. It was, everyone appreciated the arrangement and the food. Then Professor Manoj Tripathi for arranging finances or acting as a finance coordinator. Professor Felix, Professor R.S. Anand, who was mentor and guide of this team. And the support of research scholars in this conference has been, 40 plus scholars. They were working tirelessly. And I think it was, their energies which was creating vibration in the conference. Faculty members of my department who made it a point to come for the all events, keynote speeches, even tracks, these paper presentations. Even though we had a long, not a weekend but a long week which was working. We started it on Friday, Saturday was full working, Sunday was full working. So cooperation of faculty members and their participation, I'm highly thankful to them. Another important thing that I find that is a matter of satisfaction is that out of 12 keynote speakers, I think 9 or 10 of them came here physically, in spite of some challenges, some issues. Even foreign keynote speaker also, he made it a point. Dr. Professor Ramesh Panchal, he also came here. I'm also touched by the feelings that Mr. Shivnani had for this institute and this department. He gave very good lecture here about the transformer, twist with the transformer. And I think his lecture, those who are working in the area of this power engineering, they might have, they know it, but the importance of transformer and the challenges in high voltage transformers in going up to 1,200 kilovolt. He touched upon these issues meticulously, and I think his session was also very, very enlightening. I'm also, indebted by the other alumni of this institute. Professor Bhim Singh is one of them. He also came here because, in spite of his busy schedule, plus a small, illness, this viral that he caught 2-3 days back. But I'm thankful to you, sir, for coming in spite of all of this. One more alumni of this department from Tata Chemicals. He was the first sponsor of this conference. So I'm also Mr. Mukundan. I'm also thankful to Tata Chemicals for giving first, grant to this conference. This conference has been made possible by tireless effort of many, many persons, and I may have left some names, but that doesn't mean that their efforts are anyway lower. So thank you all for making this, particularly the authors who have come here and presented their work. So thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for organizing this conference and helping all of us. May I now request Professor Premlata Jana, Organizing Secretary, CERA 23, to address the conference.
Very good afternoon to all of you, respected chief guest today's evening, Professor Bhim Singh from IIT Delhi, Professor Sukumar Mishra from IIT Delhi, our guest of honor, Dr. Odi Naidu, Principal Scientist from Hitachi, he is also our guest of honor today, and Professor Ares Anand, Convenor CERA 23, and Professor M.K. Pathak, Chairman, CERA 23, our head of the department. Distinguished guests, delegates, participants, my dear faculty colleagues and students. Today I feel proud and privileged to stand in front of you to share few lines, few words on this auspicious occasion. Today really I don't want to say much more that I read later, I mean on that day, page 2 pages on the inaugural day, but certainly I'll share 2-3 points in front of you, which is inside my mind. First of all, I am very much thankful to my organizing team. Professor M.K. Pathak, who is chairperson, our head of the department, for guiding and mentoring throughout this process, very tough process. Thank you, sir, for your kind guidance and effort throughout this journey. Professor M.K. Pathak, he always says, Professor Jena, Professor Apur, please go ahead. Don't think, you just go ahead and do which is good for our department. Thank you so much, sir. And Professor Ares Anand, the convener, as Professor Pathak very rightly he mentioned, he was our mentor and guidance. Anytime, any writing, any signature, any suggestions, sir is always ready. Please come here where I should go. So that sentence I'll never forget, sir. Thank you so much for your kind help and effort. Yes, of course, this CERA has been initiated last year, 2022, in the month of April, and really it was very hard to conceive this theme as well. And we had a very good discussion in our DFC and meetings. All my colleagues, including Professor Pramod Agarwal, I'll never forget his name also. And so all of together we came with a theme, the very important timely topic, sustainable transportation systems. Of course, today it's not time to say, or of course I cannot, because I am just standing in front of the stalwarts. Yes, stalwarts, Professor Bhim Singh, Professor Sukumar Mishra. So I'm not here to say anything technical regarding this theme, of course, because I just want to share one line. When Professor Bhim Singh was sharing the keynote address, Professor Bansal was standing outside and I was standing outside. So I said, Sir, CV was 2 pages. He said, why you read 2 pages? Simple one line is enough, Professor Bhim Singh, the Singham of electrical engineering. And similarly, Professor Sukumar Mishra also, his CV was also almost 2 pages. When I was trying to read, sir said, stop it, no recognition, no need to read. And same in the same line, I should say, you people are remarkable. I mean, very significant contribution you did. We are honored to have you on this stage today. Thank you so much. And Dr. Naidu also in the same line, he has contributed a lot, and he quickly just, I said, Dr. Naidu, you have to be in this valedictory ceremony. Quickly he said, yes, ma'am, I'll be there. Thank you so much for accepting this honors, and we are so happy today to have them on this dais. For the round of applause for all the 3 guests of honors. And one more point on why I want to say, when this CERA has been started, Professor S.P. Gupta was former retired faculty. Now he's in Dubai. He said, once he called me, Dr. Jena, what is the status of your CERA? Is it going fine or not? You need any help from my side? I said, yes, your presence, your guidance is very much needed. And quickly he said, please go ahead. The light should move ahead. And quickly he, as Professor Mukesh Pathak, he said, Mr. Mukundan, and he gave his number to me. Please, an email ID also. Please mail, and you take help from them every time. At least within a month, we had a discussion with Professor Gupta. Thank you so much, Professor S.P. Gupta. Because it's a live streaming session, so if you'll see, and he'll be very happy, and many thanks to him. I'm really, from the bottom of my heart, every time he calls, even before 1 month of CERA, he will call every evening and he will take the status. Thank you, sir, so much. Thank you for your kind effort and assistance and motivation. Yeah, of course, at the last, I want to share one point, or maybe you can say it's with very, in a sorrow way, I just want to say, one of our colleagues, Professor Ganesh Kumbhar, he is not anymore, but we have decided we have taken 7 tracks, and 7 best paper award we'll give, and this award is named in the name of Professor Ganesh Kumbhar Best Paper Award. So at last, I always fond of some quotes of Vivekanand. So I want to say a few quotes from his side. Everything is easy when you are busy. Everything is easy when you are busy. When nothing is easy when you are lazy. It is a strong man. It is a strong man who stands up and says, I will make my fate. Again, I repeat, it is a strong man who stands up and says, I will make my fate. At the last, strength is the life and weakness is the death. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. May I now request our guest of honor, Professor Sukumar Mishra, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Good evening to all. Dignitaries on the dais, Professor Bhim Singh, chief guest of this August evening. He happens to be my mentor as well at IIT Delhi. Guest of honor, Dr. O.P. Naidu. As already mentioned by Premlata, he is one of the pioneering researcher as well as implementer in the domain of protection system, specifically in the power electronics dominated power system. Other dignitaries on the dais, invited faculty members, students, participants, authors, media people, and the student volunteers who are there in this gathering. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak before you in this evening. As the theme says, sustainable transportation system. Though I have missed the first day, but from the second day and today the third day, I have seen a lot of discussion has happened specifically in the domain of electric vehicles and the overall ecosystem of the transport phenomenon, I will say. Because the transportation, when we say, it is a combination of multidisciplinary engineering. When you look for electric vehicle, you need motors, you need power electronics, you need energy, and one part which little bit could have been addressed, I do not know whether it has come in the paper domain or not, is the human behavior. Without this human behavior, as on today, the technology will not be a concluded technology. Because finally, the technology is to be accepted by this two-legged creature. And it is very dangerous. So, an amalgamation of this human behavior, maybe through social scientists or maybe through some financial experts other than technology, probably will give a new flavor to many of our conferences, which can be considered as a theme, may not be a theme, but as a subsection in making the conference a success. Besides, when we do a conference, we normally go by a concluding remark. What is the take from this conference? So, if the conference organizer can make a small sort of one-page recommendation, maybe that recommendation will be helpful to many policymakers, and that can be accepted by the media people if they are in this room to apprise about the techno-political effect of this conference. As I always say, normally as a technology person, as a technocrat, we say that policy is not our baby. However, according to me, policy is in a way first, then the technology. If today in our parliament something is passed, like for example, you take maybe 10 years or even 5 years before today, nobody was talking about this solar system, wind system, and like that. Why all the faculty and all the students has jumped into this? Why the fundings has come into this? All this is because of a policy change. And I was in fact in a very high level meeting once, and one European little bit techno administrative high level industry person was there, and he asked to the other people, I was representing academics at that, how many or how much of your time you are spending with the administrator, like secretary, joint secretary. It was a government forum meeting. Secretary, joint secretary, and that level. So when this question was posed to a technocrat, Many a times we think that, we are technology people, why should we bother about them? Why should we go and make contact with them? So people started telling 10%, 5%, 15%, a number he asked to everybody. And then he told, you must make it at least more than 40%. Because they are the people who will make the policy. And if you do not apprise the proper technology to them with different meetings and forum, they will make a policy which will kill you in the later stage. Because they will bring something which you may not be able to fulfill. So therefore, it is always good to make them apprise of the fact so that you will be safe. It is not that you are making them happier. Similarly, all these conferences should have a angle to that so that finally the investment that you have done to make this conference a success will give some results in the national building. Thank you again to the organizer for giving me this opportunity to come to this conference and speak to you. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and for joining us in this conference. May I now request Dr. O.D. Naidu to please address the conference.
Thank you, all of you, and good evening, all my friends, and the professor and chief guest, Professor Bhim Singh sir, and also the Sukumar Brahma, and also the M.K. Pathak, and also the Professor R.S. Anand, and finally Ramlata Jana ma'am. So when Jana ma'am invited me here, so I really need to travel to the abroad. But I said that I committed here, okay, because I really want to come the first conference which is invited as a keynote speech, because at this my age it's very difficult to deliver. Am I met the expectations or not? But what I understood that even I usually attend many of the conferences in the abroad, like Europe, your western part of the world. So, but what I understood, especially in the content part, I think so well designed. Especially today, even every day I attended these keynote sessions. Even I don't want to miss even a single word, because it is really I have seen a way ahead. What at least what is my experiences from the other conferences. So this is really remarkable. I think it's a great opportunity to learn, like young researchers like you, and also for me. I really learned a lot from this conference, ma'am. I think this is a good opportunity. And also, in fact, I attended some of the paper sessions, and there also have seen extremely good quality, most of the papers. And coming to this theme of transportation systems, so sustainable transportation systems, as an Hitachi Energy, we are a lot driving this activity. We are doing flash charging technologies. How do we really encourage in a electric transportation in terms of the bigger buses and all. So in fact, one of the student of Professor Bhim Singh sir, student, who is really leading that activity from Chennai, and we are really doing so much activities in this area. So this is really very good honor to me to say a few words about this conference. Is that so? What I understood, that the learnings are so good. I have noticed, and also the combination of the industry and academia discussions, like industry sessions and these keynote sessions, are really remarkable. And also, what I noticed, another thing, these are my observations, because I don't want to tell anything like, okay,
what is good, what is bad. I cannot judge at this. This is my first time I'm getting this kind of position. So what to tell, I don't know. But what I really want to say that, so this is like one of the more technically advanced conference what I have felt by listening to all the eminent speakers who are delivered in the particular topics. So thank you so much for the organization committee to invite us, and also the thank you so much once again.
Thank you, sir, for being with us throughout the conference. Now I'd like to request our chief guest, Professor Bhim Singh sir, to share words of wisdom with us.
Good evening to all of you. I mean, I certainly thanks to the organizer to give me an opportunity. What Professor Misra said, I have to repeat. Okay, I mean, like it's certainly that, and really in the honor of the dais, Professor Misra, my colleague from IIT Delhi, Dr. Naidu from Hitachi, where my I think 4 or 5 students are working. He already mentioned it. I mean, and Professor Premlata, who really driving force for this. He called me probably 3 months back, so I can't say no to my home. Certainly coming that, okay, you are not coming. And of course, Professor Radheshyam Anand and Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, the loving student of my past. I mean, Professor Pathak have been my very privileged PhD student, and Professor Radheshyam Anand have taught me learning. Is the first batch to whom I taught in University of Roorkee. Of course, the lot of others. And my colleagues, faculty colleagues of the department, electrical department, because I've been here for 8 years as a faculty in the Department of Electrical Engineering, moving around the corridor. Things have changed a lot, but it's on positive sense. And my young friends, a big battalion of research scholars, which I really appreciate a lot. I mean, their effort, what Professor Mukesh Pathak told me that they are working, they are arranging the show. Of course, under the guidance of faculty, because they should be first time mentored and guided. After that, probably for remaining on other future coming conference, probably they can play better role. They did very good. I mean, I was observing probably today. I feel sorry that I couldn't be last 2 days. I mean, there is a purpose of the conference that you meet a lot of friends. So I miss some of my friends, Professor Gupta, Professor Pant, I mean, who has been who is our colleague, for your director, I mean, at the moment, and Professor Vasanta, who has been also my teacher, and probably a lot of other, I mean, my colleagues have been there in past 2 days. Yesterday, I certainly missed it, but there was a compulsion that I have to be some other 2 places on both the days. So thanks a lot, I mean, about really inviting me and to be with you here. And really, this is the 7th CERA, which I don't think miss any CERA starting from September 1992, the first CERA I do remember, which I have to come. No, it was, I don't know, 97 or 92 exactly, I don't remember. I mean, something like that, but every 4 years, I mean, like, so it's good that you are keeping a tradition and day by day it is improving. I'm very happy. I mean, like, but IIT Roorkee or department should certainly, I mean, organize some more conferences to come. And I hope you recognize there is some advantage of conferences, like with only effort of the people, you get interaction with a lot of people. Yes, Avik, it's true. Like, I know most of my colleagues, they have been meeting me in the conferences or otherwise as a colleague. I mean, like, so there are a lot of, I mean, really advantage organizing such the events. Like, so a lot of people come to your premises or your home, you interact with them, you learn how the other people do it. They learn from you how the hosting of the conference. I do remember Dr. Naidu mentioned it's really a good hosting, good food, similar to like other Indian conferences, but certainly excellent hospitality. I really thanks about the hospitality as well as probably the organizers on behalf. Well, under the mentorship of Professor Mukesh Pathak, who has been discussing with me time to time, I told you, you have to bring the department, not only the IIT Roorkee #1, you have to bring it #1 in the country. I mean, like, it's a big challenge. I mean, like, so we have been associated with some of the electrical department, of course, maybe in IIT Delhi. So we believe that, okay, into the excellence, I mean, like, or outstanding, probably. So you have a strength with you. You have very good young blood as a faculty. A lot of battalion of good students like around. Lot of facility you created last few years. I mean, the corridor is filled with the new equipment, new kind of the structure. Probably you have to encash the fruits, especially the young blood research student, like, I mean, which really I look into. So, I mean, the starting from my young friends, I mean, research scholar, this is the time for you. The technology is moving towards your electrical engineering, like anything what Professor Mishra mentioned it, like electric vehicle or renewable energy. Not only that, you look into the technology of yours related to electrical engineering. Everything is required in country in the number crores, not in lakhs. So you put hand somewhere, you'll find something is coming out from the box, like. So it's you have been with the not the silver spoon, you are born with the golden spoon. It depends on how good you take opportunity at this time, and country is moving ahead with lot of investment coming from the outside as well as within the India. Like. So, well, I believe in the sense you have a complete freedom. Nobody is stopping you. It's only your psychology which is stopping you to work. Like, I mean, so don't feel. I mean, your professor should be. I mean, really proud of you, and you should be proud of your professor. Like, especially the young researchers. Like, I do remember my student when some student only few student comes for my recommendation. I say, why you need the recommendation? I mean, your lab is already known to the people. 35 guys from your lab are in the industry, and you can't seek a job for additional one person. I mean, like, I mean, if you have a financial difficulty after 2 years or 3 years of PhD work, I mean, why? I mean, just talk to some of your seniors, and they will arrange job for you. I mean, like, and it's happening. I'm saying 35. I mean, probably the Dr. Naidu already mentioned probably 4 or 5 are there, and probably one is entering and another is going out of Hitachi. I mean, typically. So, scene is very good in the country if really you have done good job. And how you define good job, probably you know much better than me about it. I need not to say, like, I mean, so there is no end. You have a lot of facility. You have to. I told initially, Dr. Radhesyamanand taught me how to really learn teaching. Like, I mean, and morning I just was mentioning in my talk, I prepare my lecture for probably around 10 hours in very first lecture. And when I go to deliver this lecture, I never use the notes and all that in my life. And it finished in 45 minutes. Because whatever you learn, you want to just quickly reproduce, no? So that nothing you forget about it. I mean, like, so I believe that it is the time for you, like, to excel your, I mean, professors, and don't consider that you are confined only to the guide. I tell to my student clearly, like, I may be out of the system after 1 or 2 years. Who will give you recommendation if you need after 10 years? This is your Professor Mishra will be sitting here. Who's your SRC member? Who's your, I mean, like, so talk to them as your professors. Like, they will be also happy to talk to you. And once you go out of the campus and somewhere you're meeting, probably maybe in other country or something, they are your professors. Like, I'm not only your professor. Anyhow, for me, I mean, if you don't wish, does not matter. Okay. I mean, I know sometimes your kids also never wish for you, no? So it's not, heaven is not going to fall, but it's your family. And I feel many of our department students are really as a faculty, not in electrical department, but other department. And I feel very happy to talk to them. So it's more the proud for young blood, for research student I mentioned today that they have to come out. Like, this is the word I feel, I mean, very happy to communicate to you today. I mean, I hope this conference should benefit you to the maximum, because this is the opportunity that your organizing team has given to you to interact with the people, those who have come from outside and have a little better experience than you. Maybe in some cases, more than your professors also. So I think you will probably recognize this maybe after a few days, that how really what you got it out of it. I mean, like, after putting your 2-3 days here and little before also some dedication to it. So you earn a lot of things. I mean, probably I can tell you, I mean, once my PhD student first paper got accepted, he bring it, what, that Kaju ki barfi ka dibba around 850 rupee cost. What he's getting out of it? I told, why you have brought it? Like, I mean, I can't eat so many sweets. Like, but can you understand his feelings? Like, I mean, like, feelings is that he got the PhD. Can you bring, if he suppose a PhD student get after 1 year or 2 year or many years, he put it, and he got a IEEE transaction paper in electrical engineering, very first paper accepted, you can't judge his feeling. I mean, he feels I'm already PhD now. Okay, so those kind of feelings you might have. I mean, many things go, in the all the ranking, many people criticize, but there is a word called perception. What is this perception? I hope most of you recognize the perception. This is the kind of perception person feel it himself or herself. Yes, I got the PhD by accepting my first paper in top journal, typically like. So I hope I'm really putting little bit time for you, but this is the time for you to be really coming out of your box and changing your psychology. Nobody is stopping you. Lot of facility are there. Work jointly. Talk to your faculty. And they will encourage, of course, I had all experiment. My colleague is there, Professor Misra. I have all the kind of experiment of encouraging the student, have a typically you can call it the joint research or discussing among them, fruitful discussion among them, and it gave all the positive results. Like, I'm not going to leave the faculty also today. Okay, I'm like, my director, when I was as a dean academic organizing the faculty meeting, and he used some words. What will happen to this research paper? It will go out to all libraries. I don't know whether he might be saying in journal, it's not intentional, but I feel he's teasing me. No, teasing is me that he's targeting me that why you are publishing so many papers and you are not doing so many other activities. Something like that. And I took really word very seriously. Let us listen what other activity he wants to do. Okay, whether he wants some good expectations from you for administration or whether he wants something else from you. And really he told, which really given a lot of remarkable change to our department, including Professor Misra, that the faculty have to identify your good student among you. Because you are in technology. You have to convert the technology into wealth. And the faculty can play important role. I learned a lot of things after my retirement, I can say, in year 2020. So I'm a retired person, you can think about, but I don't feel I am retired really. And many of my colleague, friends, students say, sir, you will not retire. Why you will not retire? Okay, I have to retire. I have already retired. So what else? I am now running with the hobby, and hobby is very dangerous. What is the hobby dangerous? I force myself to really do, and I force my colleague of the institute also to really work. Because getting out of faculty something is not so easy. It's again perception and enforcement on the faculty. And you can understand the India is a country of very simple people. Very simple people. You are in administration, your file, nobody stops. Whether it is right or it is wrong. Are able to follow, but probably it should be wrong, right? Changing the government institute of 60-year-old, like IIT Delhi, pushing from PhD student from 2,200 to 3,300 in 3 years, it was not a probably easy job. Because it goes in the hand of many, countrywide or otherwise. And you can understand, I don't know how it has gone, whether it is a management skill, people say many words, but I don't really too much bother about it, that when I have gone into administration, my academic output have gone double. When I became a gate chairman, academic output was double. When I became a head, associate dean, it was 4 times. When I became a dean, it became 8 times. And probably last 5 years after retirement, I am forced to do equivalent to what I have done in the last 41 years. Can you imagine? Anything. What I have done in 41 years of my career in the sense in the job, I am forced to do in these 5 years. I don't have choice. Probably that may be the bad way. I wanted to force the other people to work, but in this trap, I got trapped myself. But I feel happy in the sense that I think Madam was saying that if you are busy, it's really you feel very happy to be. So that's the typically, and I am really enjoying whether my colleague, I think even my colleague stopped saying that you are really retired. I say still I'm retired. There is nothing wrong with that. So more important to coming to back to my faculty colleague, it is the time that you have to identify a right student, right people around you, and to do something for technology, to convert this technology into the wealth, which I really thought of in the last 3 years. Probably I'm not sure how many will be successful. I have signed around 12 startup as a mentor. At least 4 or 5 are reasonably successful. Successful in the sense they say, sir, you can encash your portion of mentorship of 2% or 3%, maybe 40 lakh or 60 lakh. I say, I didn't put any single penny with you. I've just gossip you. I really talked to you during COVID period, including COVID period. And well, maybe after probably 5-10 years, it may become 40 lakh, may become 4 crore. Who knows? And if it goes zero, I'm not going to lose anything. You're not going to take money from me. Like, so it is the faculty, my colleagues, that, and I told to my institute person who is responsible for it, "Ma, why don't come forward and ask the 100 faculty to do so?" He says faculty don't come forward. Faculty is also not knowing. No? We have not come from earth. I mean, as a faculty member, you expect we know everything. We have a lot of commitment. We have to teach. We have to guide. We have to face the administration. We have to face the family. Are able to follow? So a lot of commitment. You expect that are we really superpower? We can do all the things. We have a limited time. I mean, typically. So you have to certainly. But this is the certainly I will suggest, or probably up to some extent, I will really advise you. Please think about this. And my department, I think I'm happy. At least more than 15 people are really engaged in such activities. And one of my younger colleagues, whom have been mentor, he has already company of 100 crore. And he says, I'm getting dividend of 75,000 every month. He's the owner of 33 crore. I says, yeah. गुड़ रह गया चेला शक्कर बन गया something like that. I mean, I feel very happy to be with talking to them in corridor only, because COVID period have been a COVID corridor talk, nothing more than that. You have to talk around 10 meter away typically. But in 2020 it was really very bad time, and that has given me a very interesting lesson of my life to think a little different way. And I don't know how it has gone to my academic output in 2020 with 120 journals paper, with 240 conference paper, 15 patents. And my dean faculty said, sir, still it is 5 less than in 365. Like, then you kill me. Don't, I mean, what else you want from me? That's all. I mean, like, and it's all the sitting in my office. I mean, students were not available, and all the things going on the phone. I have to talk to my student on the morning from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 in the walk. I mean, and they were very happy to listen to me. I have to, depending upon who comes out of bed at what time, I was able to account for all my 50 PhD students who were really enrolled at that time. I mean, but this is their work. It's not nothing my work. Like, I mean, you can say some people that, okay, such people are good manager of research, good manager of work, whatever definition you say, I don't mind bad. But probably I thought it as a faculty member, you can do something, a new experiment in your life. We expect from IIT faculty something excellence in, at least in some activities of yours. We don't expect, I'm not supposed to advise, guide you or something, but we expect something excellent in some activity, and remaining activities may be like little bit above average. And this is the activity, think about, you have to identify the right person who can drive into your technology in which you already burned a lot of blood. Lot of blood means after all you have done the PhD. Like, I mean, when I really, there are some very teaching issues in the life typically related to how really take people into the academic. I told academic is really the forces. There is no relation in the forces. Who will commit to academic? I mean, after BTech, you do a master, you prepare for the gate, do the master. After master, again, you appear for the PhD, you do the PhD. After PhD, you do the 3-year PDF. And after that, you look here and there, and you get settled almost at the age of 35 years of age. By the time, if you could have been in industry at the 21 years of age after BTech, you could have been CMD of the industry. I mean, think about, you are burning a 14 years of your important career, then you are looking this faculty position. Think about good or bad. So something is extraordinary in you because you have opted this hobby, which you call as a faculty position. You have gone with very blessing modes of being a research scholar. Nobody thinks good way to research scholar. He's all the time depressed from every corner, putting from the guide, putting from the facility, putting from the paper got rejected and this, that. So depressed nature you have gone. So it means you are well proven person. Okay, you have gone with the so much burning, it means you are so proven student, you have a very patientful person, and you are really targeting to next generation also to make them similar to. So what I really request you, at least see some strength in you, which you can really convert. And you are a technology person, you are not the person probably, I mean, who really goes in the other direction. So you have a lot of things in you. You have to realize your strength like I mean, the people, we came such a poor background. Many of the friends say, "Oh, we have to pray to the God here. What best we could have got it. We got everything in our career. Being a privileged faculty of IIT system, nobody stops us anything, provided you become criminal. Please don't take other way around. Okay? If you really do the activities below your dignity, that's a different issue. Otherwise, nobody stops you. You have a lot of freedom in doing you, but you have to do something. Certainly. Otherwise, also, you are privileged citizen of the pay, getting a good salary from the government also. I mean, you have to really return directly or indirectly that. So, I mean, as a faculty member, think about, I mean, you have a big strength in you. Do something, excellence in something. We are the people not mentored properly, but still, with the time, we learn by beating from here and there, and we feel happy that really, in our time, have been really very bad. Earlier, we used to say, पहले सास कड़क थी, अब बहू कड़क है. I mean, next generation, younger colleague or student, don't take Misra a little bit wrong. I mean, so smart than us, but still we are feel happy. I mean, we are able to survive and able to come. And I feel nobody stops you anywhere. I don't know, my colleague says, you are going to keep such a record in everywhere. Probably it is difficult to touch or it is difficult to break. No, there is no record. I feel happy doing this. Maybe in 5 years, we don't want to be second in the world in the technology, whatever technology we touch it. Why? Because we have a facility, we can create the facility. And you are getting a lot of funding from the government also, from private also. So why you should not really perform about it like how? So with this, I would like to I have gone to a lot, a reasonably longer period, more than that, what is expected to. But I feel happy that you have given an opportunity, and it's a good that you make a lot of friends in the conference, you meet a lot of people, and you really talk to 5 times to even your head will be happy. You can have a direct dialogue, okay, with your friends also, and this gave a good opportunity to interact among yourself to whom you don't know otherwise. I mean, according to Indian culture, it's very difficult to go with the first conversation you meet first time. Even not Indian culture, even what Dr. Naidu was saying, even in international conference, you meet first time, you meet second time, you meet third time, fourth time, then you become a good friend. A good incident I can tell you, around 6 years back, I was coming out of a conference, IS conference, which is going on now. My couple of students are attending. So I was going from the hotel to the airport, and one Korean professor, when really I stepped down from that metro or local train, he said, "Professor, you publish a lot." Suddenly I know how he knows. I have not talked to him, met him. So I have to also very blunt to him. You know what? 50 PhD students have to do it. Maybe you might have seen my 50 paper this year, no? Yes, it's a lot. But what 50 PhD student will do it? He says, 50 student? How it is possible? Yes, it is possible. It's nothing abnormal. And you know, Indian guy, somebody you talk, what they say? Oh, there is no rule in your IIT Delhi. Rule? I make a rule. Tell me, what do you want? I mean, I have to be very blunt. I mean, and it work. Nothing is special. I'm telling you the fact, what happens, in the last probably decade with my life. And I'm sharing you because you should take some benefit or note out of it. We may remain there, we may not be there. You are free to talk me anytime. I don't put any restrictions, provided, of course, don't become really nervous if I don't reply your first mail. Probably you can understand we get a lot of mails every day, probably 100 to 200. Like all students also remain want to touch it or something like that. So wish you all the best, and I would like to certainly congratulate organizer on this occasion, and especially organizing team led by Professor Mukesh Pathak, Professor Radheshyam Anand, and Professor Premlata. They really work hard for this conference in such short period. So such short period, I will say, because it's have been only 6 months, I think April to now. Usually the IEEE conference calendar is around 2 years. So if work of 2 years you really executed in 6 months, 1/4 period, certainly you have to work hard. Typically, but I will suggest probably in future conference, probably you should also come to a certainly further up in a manner that make a good calendar. I think IIT Roorkee or this region have good potential to organize the conferences. People love to come to this side of the land and to have a lot of, you can say, I'll say tourism or otherwise like. So that segment also you should keep in mind that people should come with the family. This will make a tourism, and you will feel more happy to serve more people and make a more friends for your certainly future journey, because when you will go out of the Roorkee, you will find somebody is known to me. Even I'm meeting in the US or in Europe, some conference. Oh, I met that guy. I can talk freely to him now. So that's the opportunity you get sitting in your home, typically. I mean, you make a friend after meeting 4 or 5 times, and you feel very happy. So with this, I would like to again thanks to the organizer to allow me to be with you, and all the best for future. And thank you and Jai Hind.
Now it's time to invite few faculty members from Electrical Engineering Department, IIT Roorkee, to share their experiences with us. May I request Professor Barjeev Tyagi, Dean of Students Welfare, to please share his kind words with us.
So, good evening, everyone, and all esteemed faculty members, my teacher, Professor Bhim Singh, and all participants, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are very happy with a so dynamic team led by Professor Pathak, Professor Jaina, Professor Anand, Manoj Tripathi ji, treasurer, who basically balance the whole account of this conference. And particularly for me, I'm very happy because in the last CERA, I was the convener. So the torch is taken by Professor Jaina and Professor Pathak. We have completed the 7th CERA and hopeful for the 8th one. So 427. And from my side, maybe that will be the last CERA for me, because 29-30 I will get retired. So we want to see one more CERA in the coming 4 years. So now I can congratulate the whole team for the successful completion of this conference and hope for the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request Professor Ambalika Sharma ma'am to address us.
Thank you for inviting me. First of all, I would like to thank you all with joint hands that you have come here and he recognized me immediately. Ambalika, tum kaisi ho? Wonderful. Thanks to Dr. Pathak, Dr. Anand, Premlata, and Dr. Manoj Tripathi, and Apurva Yadav, Dr. Felix, and everybody present here. I have no words because I was not prepared to come here. Suddenly they invited me. It's good. It's good to see you all and a very good paper presentation. I was chair in one of the sessions. Good papers presented. And I'm proud that I'm a part of this great department. Actually, I'm a graduate of ENC department from here, 83 batch. This late November, we have a Ruby Jubilee. All my batchmates and classmates are coming from all different countries. At least 5 to 6 countries, 22 of them are coming from US. So we are waiting for that great moment, a reunion of 1983 batch. So, but I joined my ME in electrical department because I wanted to study biomedical instrumentation. That was a very good course opted in this department. So I'm very happy to be a part of this entire coursework. And I thank you all once again and wish you all the best, everyone, all the best. And thanks to all of you once again. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your experience with us. May I now request Professor G.N. Pillai to please share his experience with us.
Professor Bhim Singh, Professor Sukumar Mishra, thank you for joining us. Okay, first I congratulate the team who worked day and night for the success of this program. Professor Pathak, Professor Premlata, especially Professor, who is that? I'm missing the name, Apur Kumar Yadav. Yes. And also the student volunteers, they were also working very hard for the last so many months. And I also informed Professor Bhim Singh sir and Professor Sukumar Mishra sir. We have a young team who are very dynamic, and I am feel happy. Our future of our department is very bright. Even in taking decisions, ethical or morally, they are very superior. That even impressed me also to continue to stay in this place. No, our young faculty members are give me a lot of confidence. Once again, I thank you for the guests, the faculty members who are present here for the successful completion of CERA. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of inspiration. Now I'd like to request Professor Dheeraj Kumar Khatod, sir, to address us.
Good evening to all, and Professor Bhim Singh sir, Professor Mishra, Professor Pathak, Professor Anand, Professor Jena and Dr. Naidu, and my colleagues, students, staff members and participants. So I can remember that this conference, the concept was that to organize this conference in the month of October came in around April. And then can I say that entire team worked really very hard to make it successfully. And finally we did it. So applause to all members for their kind support. And I am thankful to all volunteers and staff members for their wholehearted support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd request Professor Deep Kiran sir to please address us.
Thank you, everyone. Sir, all are, being an IIT Delhi graduate, all are my teachers here. So, Professor Bhim Singh, Professor Mishra, Ma'am, Pathak sir, and Professor R.S. Anand, they were all supportive in this event, and we have worked a lot. So, I especially thank Professor Apur for his, I mean, we used to pacify him. He were always irritated, ye nahi ho raha, wo nahi ho raha. So, I think we cooled him down. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Now it's time to announce the Best Paper Award for the 7 major tracks we had. I request our chief guest, Professor Bhim Singh sir, to felicitate them. So for the first track, Smart Grid, we have Mr. Naveen Kumar Mika of IIT Guwahati. I think he's not there. So moving on, we have Mr. Kukula Likhata for the track of Smart Grid Monitoring, Control and Protection. For the track of Powertronics Converter Topologies, Devices and Motor Drives, we have Jaldu Ashish, Megha TS, Lakita N. Rashmi Shethar of PS University. Next, for Control Systems, Mechatronics and Robotics, we have Shakar Nahvi of Islamic University of Science and Tech. For the track of Smart Instrumentation and Signal Processing, we have Shekhar Pratap Singh of IIT Roorkee. For the track of Transportation, Electrification and Energy Storage Systems, we have Parth Rathod of Arizona State University. Lastly, we have Akanksha Agarwal of Manipal Institute of Technology for the track of AI, ML, IoT, Big Data Analytics. Now it's time to present the certificate to the volunteers who have worked day and night behind this conference. So I would like Professor M.K. Pathak to felicitate our volunteers.
Jasveer Singh. Amit Kumar Sharma. Sunil Kumar. Mr. Chetan Goyal. Mr. Pankaj Kumar. Ms. Priyanshi Agrawal. Mr. Pramod Kumar. Vishwapal Singh. Satrupa Majumdar. Sanket Tambe. Shashank Mishra. Arvind Kumar Mishra. Ram Singh. Anil Kumar Tiwari. Shambhunath Datta. Siddharth Suyal. Shubhangi Misra. Shivam Chaurasia. Dilnawaz. Om Prakash Maurya. Ankush Sharma. Ramawat Dakesh. Siddharth Kumar. Vivek Kumar. Shishupal. Nagubandi Mahesh. Abhishek Raj. Vinay Kumar Singh. Gade Kesav Rao. आशीष कुमार, आदर्श दुबे, कंदुकुरी सुरेंद्र, साजिद आदम, जितेंद्र प्रजापति, रितेश, मोहम्मद रजा अली, अंकुर सिंह, रुपेश, आर्य अरुण सोंदुलू, रोहित कुमार रस्तोगी, अप्पू रोशन, कौशिक हलदार, सूरवा पटनायक, मनीष शर्मा, आकाश सागर, मीरू जयरकंठ, मनु प्रियम, प्रशांता कुमार महंती, अध्याशा साहू,
अच्छा,
प्रशांत. Thank you all. Now we would like to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honors. So I would like to request Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak to present the token of appreciation to our chief guest, Professor Bhim Singh sir. May I request R.S. Anand sir to felicitate our guest of honor, Professor Sukumar Mishra sir. May I request Professor Premlata Jana ma'am to felicitate Dr. O.D. Naidu. May I request Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak to felicitate Professor Premlata Jana. May I request Professor Premlata Jana to felicitate Professor R.S. Anand sir. May I request Professor R.S. Anand sir to felicitate Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak sir. Yes, sir. Now we'd like to give the token of appreciation to some of the faculty members of our department. May I request Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak to present the token of appreciation to Professor Manoj Tripathi sir. May I request Professor Pathak sir to felicitate Professor Apurv Yadav. Professor Apurv Yadav. May I request Professor R.S. Anand to felicitate Professor Ashish Kothari. May I request Professor R.S. Anand to felicitate Professor Felix Orlando. May I request Professor R.S. Anand to felicitate Professor Dheeraj Kumar Kathod. I think he's back to his duty, so. Okay, sir. If anyone can call him, then otherwise. Next, we'd like to invite the feedback from our participants, volunteers, or faculty members for this conference. Sure, sir.
I will just give industrial view on this conference because I have spent 37 years with multinational ABB&G. I will say excellent conference, superb conference, and my heartiest congratulations to electrical department, each and everyone who was involved with this conference. Thank you very much.
May I request Professor Manoj Tripathi to propose the vote of thanks.
Esteemed dignitaries on dais, Professor Bhim Singh, SERB National Science Chair and Emeritus Professor, Professor Sukumar Mishra, IIT Delhi, Dr. Odi Naidu, R&D Senior Principal Engineer at Hitachi, Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, Professor Premlata Jaina, Professor Barjeev Tyagi, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all. I have privileged and honor to extend our deepest gratitude and appreciation on behalf of CERA Organizing Committee to all of who have contributed to the resounding success of IEEE sponsored 7th International Conference, Computer Applied Applications with focus on a recent advances in sustainable transportation system. First, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed director of IIT Roorkee, Professor K.K. Pant, patterned CERA 2023. Your unwavering support and commitment, academic excellence, have set the tone for this conference. We would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Bhim Singh, and our distinguished alumni, Mr. Pitambar Ji, for his gracing the conference with in the presence of invaluable sites. We extend our gratitude to our guest of honor, Professor Sukumar Mishra, Dr. Odi Naidu, for their participation and support in making the event great success. Our sincere thanks go to Professor M.K. Pathak, Chairman CERA 2023, Head of Electrical Engineering Department, for his visionary leadership and unwavering support for which have made it instrumental in our successful. Our appreciation extend to Professor R.S. Anand, Convenor CERA, who have dedicated and valuable advice, have given invaluable for us. We also extend our success, thankful for Professor Jaina, Organizing Secretary 2023, and joint organizing secretaries, Professor Felix and Professor Apur Kumar Yadav, who dedicated their fulfilled responsibilities to serve and inspiring our volunteer, encouraging them work tirelessly. This is, and we cannot forget the name Professor S.P. Gupta ji, who had inspired and helped a lot to make this conference successful. Our appreciation extends to the authors who have involved the research, greatly enriched our discussion and learning. At the same time, we also acknowledge the contribution of the reviewers, which make this a good quality conference. We also thank our valuable participants for their active involvement, insightful questions, and engaging discussion, creating intellectual and stimulating the atmosphere. We extend our special note to gratitude to our session chairs who have moderated our discussion effectively and ensure the smooth flow of our sessions, greatly enhancing the quality of the conference. Our organizing committee member who have worked diligently behind the screen ensure the seamless execution of the conference deserve our heartfelt thankful. Their dedication and meticulous attention to detail have made this event very experienced and excellent. Who also participated media persons, security persons, and our staff have worked a lot to make this conference success. Our sincere thanks goes to IEEE UP section and IEEE Roorkee subsection for their continuous support, cooperation, which make this event invaluable in making the event reality. At the last but not least, I would like to extend the sincere thanks to our sponsor, especially Mr. R. Mukundan, Tata Chemical, SERB, Opel RT, Keysight Technology, Power Nayak Power System, Atmegatel, Ecosystem, EcoSense, and Power Grid, who financially support this conference and make it possible to organize the conference. We are deeply thankful your commitment and advancing research and innovation. On behalf of Electrical Engineering Department, we truly grateful for the contribution and hope welcome to you again in future endeavor. Thank you. Best wishes.
So much, sir. May I now request everyone to please rise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, everyone. Now I'd like to request our esteemed guests, dignitaries, participants, ladies and gentlemen, to please join us for high tea. Thank you.
I request the volunteers who have not taken their kits to collect it now.